Well, 22 people in Florida have died during Hurricane Ian, and rescue teams are expect that number to rise. The damages are totaling as high as $47 billion. Now, joining us today is former News 9 reporter Miss Adriana. You live in Sarasota right now. Tell me how that hurricane kind of blew through your town.
You know, at one point, Hurricane Ian had a direct path over Sarasota. So what you're seeing in Fort Myers right now is what we were expecting to happen here, to happen in Tampa. All of us were really worried about what the impact of that storm was going to be. We were really lucky, even though you see this giant tree behind me got leveled. This is my neighbor's house 3 doors down from where I live. This tree, I can't even tell you how big this thing is. It's like the size of a house. And he tells me that he could just hear through the storm as the wind was blowing through here, that root system just was giving way and giving way and giving way. And finally that tree couldn't take it anymore and just landed and rested on his home. That's the sort of damage we are seeing around Sarasota. It doesn't even compare to what we're seeing in Fort Myers, in Sanibel Island. They got what we were expecting and were terrified was going to happen, and it did happen. It just happened south of where I happen to live.
We have some video of Fort Myers right now where a bridge completely just collapsed. Now, in where you live, it was really a lot of high winds and rain, correct?
Right, we were on that outer band, and even with that outer band, it was consistent, strong winds whistling through the neighborhood for hours, not just for a few minutes like with a tornado. This was sustained for, I want to say, about 10 a.m. it started, really kind of picking up, and it lasted through 9 p.m. that night. So just consistent. You literally stay in your home. You pray. When the power goes out, that's when you feel the most vulnerable because you have no access to the radar anymore. You have no data. You just sit and you pray. And that's what we did. Now,
you were a former News 9 reporter. You know how quickly a tornado can whip through, especially if you don't have any power. You just don't know. And today it looks sunny right now outside where you are. How are you all doing today? And what are you all doing for the people that were truly affected by this hurricane?
Right. Well, I can tell you this. I live very close to I-75, which goes south into Fort Myers, into Naples. And part of that road, part of that highway, major highway, it's like I-35 in Oklahoma City. It is underwater. You can't even get into Fort Myers. I have a good friend who is an anchor reporter now in Fort Myers. I got a hold of her today. She's okay, but they don't have power. She goes, Fort Myers beachfront is totaled. It's just pure devastation down there. They don't have power. We got power after about 18 hours. We were lucky. You've seen those trucks just lined up. They've been working nonstop. So it's a massive effort. We know FEMA's on the ground. We know local people are on the ground, but it's limited because of these high water areas, and it's still dangerous. Remember, we're in Florida. There are alligators, there are snakes, there's things like that. So just a regular person going to try to help could be more trouble than it's worth because of those dangers.
Adriana, thank you for joining us this morning. We appreciate your inside look, and our hearts and prayers are going out to you all this evening as well.
Pray for Florida. Thank you guys so much. I got spared. I'm very, very lucky, but just take all the precautions and have a plan. We had one, but we got lucky. We really did.
Amen. Amen. Well, thank you for joining us. We're going to toss it over to weather to get another look at the hurricane aftermath.